I want to pivot to the Kansas City Chiefs. Because, Jason, right now Kansas City's got some work to do in the AFC as they fall to 6-6.
You know, they sure do. And at different times this year, I thought they were going to come out of the funk. You know, they had some injuries early on, then they got their guys back and they won a little roll, and they've had some stumbles here of late. You know, Dallas is playing really well, so that was going to be a tough game for them to go down.
And this guy's playing really well.
Yeah, he's off the charts. And I absolutely love the guy. And, you know, he kind of out Mahomes today. You know, some of those plays out of the pocket, spontaneous plays that were the difference in the game. But, you know, it was a tough game for Kansas City. They're certainly not out of it. They're right in the thick of it with 5 games to play. And if they get in the playoffs, they got a great chance. You know, they got a couple easy ones down the stretch, and they got some hard ones in the division down the stretch. So they really got to get their act together, and they got to start winning these close games, which is what they've done forever. They just haven't done it this year.
And we're going to see the Chiefs coming up against Houston here on a Sunday night next week. So the pressure is going to be on Kansas City.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.
What a great, well-adjusted young man he is.
Fantastic.
Excellent interview. Great leader for his team. How about 2 leaders for their respective teams? Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes. Scoreless game. Prescott hit as he throws. Jalen Watson comes up with the interception. He returns it for 14 yards. Chiefs take over at the Dallas 37. Ensuing Chiefs drive. 1st and 10. Mahomes, quick screen pass to Rashee Rice. Takes it 27 yards to the house. Chiefs up 7-zip. Halfway through the first, Cowboys in the red zone. Prescott finds CeeDee Lamb. He had himself a game in this one. Corner of the end zone, touchdown. We are tied. Under 3 left in the first. Mahomes will scramble for 16 yards, and that will be a first down. Chiefs now inside the Dallas 10-yard line looking to score. Later in the drive, 4th and goal. Mahomes to Travis Kelce. Touchdown. 10th career season with 5 receiving touchdowns for Kelce. Chiefs ahead 14-7. Second quarter, Cowboys down 4. Malik Davis will take the handoff. Bursts 43 yards. Ooh. See ya later. Watch me run. See the soles of my feet as I go into the house. 17-14 Cowboys lead at the half. Chiefs 4th and goal in the 4th quarter. Mahomes will hit Rice again for the touchdown, and the Chiefs take the lead by 1. Ensuing Cowboys drive. Prescott to George Pickkins, who breaks a tackle, sprints down the sideline, and watch this. Hurdles a defender. Are you kidding me? Come on.
I love that.
Video games. Yes, let's go peekaboo. Here I am. Few plays later, Prescott scrambles until he dumps it off to Javonte Williams for the 3-yard tutty. Cowboys up 28-21 after the 2-point conversion. Later, Prescott goes deep to who? CeeDee Lamb, 51-yard gain. He had company. It didn't matter. At 112 yards, 7 receptions, and 1 touchdown did CeeDee Lamb. A big game. Prescott later would find Pickkins, who then, wait a second, fumbles the ball. But Kevontae Turpin races to recover. Ooh, that was close.
Very close.
The path of least resistance is not in the Cowboys' vocabulary in this game.
It's not how they
Mahomes, under pressure, escapes multiple defenders. Throws as he's falling down to Xavier Worthy for the 42-yard gain. I mean, come on, Patrick Mahomes. He's done this at the Super Bowl. You know, he was like horizontal. He was like perpendicular or parallel to the field.
He's magic.
At times when he's throwing, absolutely. Mahomes later would find Hollywood Brown, back of the end zone. That's a touchdown. Chiefs not going away. It's 31-28. Just over 2 minutes left in the 4th, though. Cowboys facing 3rd and 2, looking to ice the game. Prescott hits Pickkins on a slant for the first down. Prescott at 320 yards and 2 touchdowns as the Cowboys go on to win 31-28. Here's Dallas coach Brian Schottenheimer on the win.
And we're trying to honor not just Marshawn, but we're trying to honor each other with the way we prep and the way we work. And short weeks aren't easy. I mean, they're the same for everybody, but emotional game against Philadelphia, right? And you have to come back and really, without hardly any practice this week, to be able to go and do what we did today, I think is a testament to the young men in that locker room.
You're talking about 2 organizations that obviously know how to win, and we just beat them both in 2 great games, as you said, in 4 days, and just showing the resiliency of this unit, of this brotherhood, on top of everything that we've been through. I can tell you right now that we're not going to just sit on some high because of that. We know we've got a big one coming again next week, and all this really does for us is just give us more confidence, knowing that we can go play with whoever.
At the end of the day, you just gotta win. You gotta win every game now, and hope that's enough. So we're gonna play a lot of good football teams coming up. And if we're gonna make the playoffs, we're gonna have to win them all, and that's gotta be the mindset when we step into the building when we get back.
And Damian Woody joins us now to break it all down here on SportsCenter. So, Damian, the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. They've now beaten both of the teams who were in last year's Super Bowl in a 4-day span. So, what was the difference for Dallas to get another key win here?
Yeah, I think it was a couple things. Number one, Dak Prescott was absolutely spectacular in this game. And whether it was inside the pocket or making plays when Kansas City was bringing pressure, Dak Prescott was a force multiplier, making plays with, going to his receivers, whether it was CeeDee Lamb or George Pickkins, but he was spectacular. And also the defense, after the first couple series by the Kansas City Chiefs and in which they went and scored, I thought they really buckled in and really pressured Patrick Mahomes in this game. So between Dak Prescott and that defense, they really showed out today against the Kansas City Chiefs. Cowboys have now scored 30-plus points at home 4 times this season after not doing it once all of last season. So on the flip side, Kansas City, they're in danger of missing the playoffs, Damien, for the first time with Mahomes as a starter. As we look at their upcoming schedule, next week they play the Texans on Sunday night. They play 2 teams that already beat them in the Chargers and Broncos. All 3 of those games will be at home. So I ask you, Mr. Woody, are the Chiefs running out of time to turn this season around?
I think they have run out of time. Not running out. I think they have run out of time. I think the kingdom has fallen for this season. Look, they're just, as opposed to last year when they were winning a lot of one-score games, they're not able to do that this year. I thought Patrick Mahomes was playing pretty well. I thought the pressure from the Dallas Cowboys on defense, particularly in the second half, was really starting to get to Patrick Mahomes. And they're just not making those plays that we've been accustomed to seeing from the Kansas City Chiefs in those close games. And that's really the difference between this year and years past.
The Chiefs allowed a season-high 9 conversions on 3rd down against the Cowboys, their second.
5-star wide receivers in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickkins. So for the first time in quite some time, Steve Spagnuolo had an issue in terms of talent at the covering position, at the cornerback position, because it was just solely their man was beating their one-on-one matchups in the Dallas Cowboys. In critical moments, especially in the fourth quarter, when you look at Kansas City, when they scored that touchdown to go down 3, you need one stop. You need one stop. And guess what they did? Went to that old faithful slant route. And George Pickkins created a move at the line of scrimmage. Voila, first down, converted. So that was the glaring issue I saw watching the Kansas City Chiefs, because, like I said, we saw some moments where their offense was a bit stagnant, but they came and they fought back. When you're down 3 points, we've seen how many times they get the necessary stops, right? It didn't happen tonight, and bravo to the Dallas Cowboys because their talent lived up to the billing.
It's another loss in another one-score game, 1-5 in such games this season after winning their 17 prior. When you take a look at that and you move it forward, Emery, according to Sportsline, a 46% chance to still make the playoffs in the Kansas City Chiefs. It's Houston, it's the Chargers, it's Tennessee, it's Denver, it's Vegas. How should you feel coming off of this performance when you lick the wounds for a moment but got to get back to work?
Well, you still trust Patrick Mahomes in the passing game. I was super impressed by how the receivers went out there and did their thing. We talk about Hollywood Brown making a big play in the back of the end zone. We talk about Xavier Worthy. Rashee Rice was out there breaking tackles, making plays. So the passing game is fine. What worries me, though, is what we saw today along the offensive line. This offensive line was banged up coming in and got even more banged up as a result of this ball game. And so now you're going to be weaker up front in the trenches. You won't be able to run the football consistently, although Pacheco coming back definitely made a difference. They had some sparks.
Houston's pass rush against the dinged-up offensive line.
That's a bad matchup.
It's a problem for everybody.
Exactly. And on the other side of the ball, it blew my mind that Cooper Beebe was out there just dominating Chris Jones. Like, a lot of those big runs that Javonte Williams had in crucial situations came right down that A-gap where Beebe was able to wash and turn and get him up out the way consistently. So they have to get better in the trenches, more so than the offensive line, because you talked about that gauntlet they have coming up. Chargers have the ability to get pressure. Houston has the ability to get pressure. They're going to have to be able to protect Patrick Mahomes. Otherwise, they'll be in shootouts like we saw today. And a lot of times, you may just run out of ammo.
When belief meets execution, you start to get results. And that's what we've seen for the better part of a decade now from the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the seedlings of what we're seeing right now with the Dallas Cowboys. How do you put that belief into words? This is as big as the stage gets, Mac. This is the most watched window on the highest.
Welcome back to Cowboys Nation Report, where we talk about the Dallas Cowboys with the energy, passion, and honesty that only real fans bring to the table. And today, Cowboys Nation, we are standing on the edge of something special, something none of the so-called experts believed was possible just a few weeks ago, something the entire NFL is waking up to, whether they like it or not. The Dallas Cowboys are officially one of the hottest teams in football, and the league can no longer ignore it. Because let's call it exactly what it is. Not one, but 2 straight wins over last season's Super Bowl teams. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles and the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. 2 signature victories in just 4 days. A 21-0 comeback masterpiece against the Eagles, and then a suffocating, physical, disciplined takedown of Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid on Thanksgiving, on the national stage, in a must-win game, with all the pressure in the world, and the Cowboys answered the call. This isn't hype. This isn't an accident. This is a team that is rediscovering itself, redefining its identity, and finally playing its most complete football at the exact moment the playoff race is tightening. And for the first time all year, national pundits and analysts who spent months questioning this team are now turning their heads, leaning forward, and saying out loud what Cowboys fans have been waiting to hear. Dallas is dangerous. Dallas is rising. Dallas is gaining momentum at the perfect time. The latest to jump on the wave is NFL Network's Brian Baldinger, one of the most respected film analysts in the sport. Baldy didn't hold back for a second. He praised Dak Prescott. He praised the offense. He praised the play designs. He praised the efficiency, the decision-making, the timing, the accuracy. Dak threw for nearly 700 yards and 4 touchdowns across these 2 monster wins. He has been in complete command of the offense. He is spreading the ball, manipulating the pocket, controlling protections, reading the field with confidence, and elevating the players around him. That back shoulder rip to Cavante Turpin, that beautifully timed shot downfield to George Pickkins, that check down touchdown to Javonte Williams. These aren't lucky plays. These are quarterback clinic plays. These are plays franchises pay franchise quarterback money for. Dak is seeing everything clearly. He's processing at an elite level. And for the first time in months, you can feel him playing free, playing bold, playing with something to prove. The offense is moving with rhythm. The receivers are winning. The running game is doing just enough. The offensive line is stabilizing. Brian Schottenheimer's system, criticized heavily in the first month of the season, has finally taken shape. Motions, spacing, progressions, timing routes, everything is clicking. And when you combine that with Dallas's defense tightening up, this team transforms into a legitimate playoff threat that no NFC contender wants to deal with. Because let's talk about that defense. Since the trade deadline, since the arrival of Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson, everything has changed. The interior pressure is real. The gap control has transformed. The run defense, once one of the team's weakest points, is suddenly shutting down elite running backs. Quinnen Williams had 8 pressures in his first true breakout game with Dallas. That is not normal for a mid-season acquisition. That is a star player fitting perfectly into a system that desperately needed his presence. This is a defense playing faster, reacting quicker, tackling better, and creating chaos at the line of scrimmage. You couldn't run on Dallas early in the year. Now you can't even breathe in the pocket without feeling the pressure collapsing from every angle. Add to that Overshown's return to form, the gyro range of Logan Wilson at linebacker, the improved communication on the back end, and you have a defense playing playoff football before the playoffs even arrive. And maybe the biggest difference of all, this team believes. You can feel it. You can see it on the field, on the sidelines, in their body language. They are battling together. They are responding to adversity together. They are stepping into the moment together as a team that has decided the season isn't over, not even close. It's easy for analysts to talk about belief, but it's another thing entirely to show it when you're down 21-0 against your most hated rival. It's another thing to show it when you're facing Patrick Mahomes and you know your season is one loss away from disaster. It's another thing to show it when the national media already counted you out, wrote you off, labeled you inconsistent, disappointing, mentally weak. But the Cowboys didn't flinch, and that's why the narrative is shifting in real time. Dak Prescott isn't just playing well, he's playing like a top-tier quarterback. He's playing with urgency and precision. He's playing like a leader who understands the stakes, and the rest of the roster is matching his intensity. Suddenly, the Cowboys are 6-5-1. Suddenly, the playoff window is open again. Suddenly, every team in the NFC has to double-check their remaining schedule and ask themselves a question most didn't expect to be asking in late November. Are we ready for Dallas? And the best part? This team is not done, not even close. The Cowboys face the Detroit Lions next on Thursday Night Football, their third game in just 11 days. Another statement opportunity, another chance to shock the league, another chance to show that this November wasn't a fluke. This momentum is real. This resurgence is real. This team is alive, hungry, and fighting. So Cowboys Nation, the question we need to ask is simple. If Dallas just beat the two Super Bowl teams from last season in 4 days, who exactly are they supposed to be afraid of now? Because right now, the Dallas Cowboys are playing like the team nobody wants to see in December, nobody wants to see in January, and if they keep stacking wins, nobody will want to see them in the playoffs. Believe it, feel it, this team is coming alive at the right time. Let me know what you think, Cowboys Nation. Are the Cowboys now a legitimate playoff threat? Can Dak keep this elite level of play going? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe to Cowboys Nation Report for daily news, reactions, and full Dallas Cowboys coverage. The season isn't over. Not for this team, not for this quarterback, and not for this fan base. Cowboys Nation, we're just getting started.